So Esai, you inspire me simply because we share something that many athletes may not be able to relate to, and that is a doctor, someone coming in and telling you that you can no longer play the game anymore. And when I tell this to younger athletes, when I tell it to adults, I don't think they necessarily get it, right? So for yourself, just like walk us through what happened, on the field that day. What happened on the field?
Well, I was at running back, and it was a regular practice day, trying to get my teammates better. And then I split the second line, the linebackers, and it was me head on with the safety. And I tried to lower my shoulder, he got lowered at me. I just flipped, I fell on my head. I just felt numbness go through my arms.
So next thing you know, you're in the hospital, and walk us through how that was being in the hospital, and not being able to leave the hospital, and what was that like?
It was definitely nerve-wracking. I was nervous because I had to go through CAT
scan.
Yeah, CAT scans and stuff to see what was wrong with me, and it was just the doctors was like, don't move your neck, don't move your neck. I was just scared because I didn't know what was wrong yet, and they put me on the hospital bed, and it was just like I had to wait hours to see what was wrong. So I'm just sitting there thinking what is wrong with me, and then the doctor came. He said your vertebrae was compressed, you broke your neck, and it's like you can't play the game no more. And I just started to break down crying, and it was like.
So that was the moment where every teacher or educator, every coach, every family member that says, make sure you take school serious, because if you can no longer play the game, then who are you, right?
Yeah.
So I think for the first time, I know in my life, it hit, right? The doctor said you can no longer play the game anymore. And I was in the NFL, and he said you can't play. So for me, it was a gut check, we hear this all the time, and we never think that it can be the reality, right? So walk us through now, what's the reality of,
The reality is all right, so since the sport that you love is gone, what do you want to do after that? What is life after sports? What do you want to do to be successful when you're older? What do you want to do?
So talk to us, let us know, who is Esai? So Esai is forever be an athlete, right? But now that we know for a fact that football won't define you, what defines Esai?
For me, I like helping others. I live with a brother that has a disability, and I just help him a lot around the house. And I just feel like I'm good at that. I want to help others outside that has the same disability and stuff.
So I asked you to be here today, because you told me when I asked you what it is that you want to do and become, and you said you want to help people. And in my opinion, your story is so powerful because, as I talk to student athletes and I tell them that they are more than an athlete, they don't see it, they don't get it, right? So if this was last year and I told you, Esai, you're more than a football player, you may have looked at me like I had three heads. What are you talking about? I'm a football player. And there are a lot of people that say, I'm a basketball player, I'm a baseball player, I am this, right? As opposed to saying, although I am a football player, I am also a brother. I am also someone of substance and quality, right? So, walk us through now, what is it like, being around your teammates and not being able to play? What does that feel like? What's going on?
It feels like I feel alone sometimes, because it's like nobody knows what you went through except for you. Nobody knows how you're feeling but you. And it's just, I feel like people don't see it like that. It's just, I feel alone.
So how are you dealing with that?
I still act like I'm still be with the team, still go to the practices, do everything, because I want to feel a part of it.
Okay.
Even though I can't play anymore, I just feel like I want to be there.
Okay. So would you see yourself as a leader?
Yes.
But you're not playing anymore. So how do you see yourself as a leader, knowing
Because
that you're not playing?
It can inspire people that, oh, this happened to him, so let me take it more seriously. and know that there's life after sports.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So what is it like being a leader, you know, at your school or in your community? You know what I mean? Like, what is that like? What does that feel like? Like, is that like, is there weight on your shoulders? Like, do you feel pressure?
Yeah, I feel pressure sometimes because I feel like people expect me to like, I don't know how to explain it. Like people just expect me to like, I don't know how to explain it.
So think about right what it is to be a leader. Like, what is it to be a leader to you?
Like to inspire others.
So would you say that I'm a leader?
Yes.
How? What do I possess, or what are my qualities as a leader?
The qualities is that you give off people the vibe to do better, and like you speak to people and it makes them want to succeed and know that there's a lot of positive things you could do in life.
So in yourself, right? Like, do you feel that you have that same impact on others as a leader?
Yeah, sometimes.
Talk to me. What do you mean sometimes?
Because I feel like people don't look at me to be successful because of what I've already done, but others think like, oh, but he still brings the same energy and stuff. So it's like, I want to do that and make it somewhere, but some others don't think that.
So how do you see yourself though, right? So people are telling you that you can't do this because of the fact that you can't play football anymore. I'm sure there are times where you wake up and you feel like you can't do this or that. Like, how do you see yourself now that you can no longer play the game?
I see myself as an example, like, and for people to do better and like take it more seriously because since he can't play football, let me not take advantage of this and let me take it seriously.
I think that's powerful, and you know, I'll end on this. I think just as a leader myself, you know, I thank you, you know, for saying that. It's my responsibility, it's my obligation to ensure that athletes know who they are outside of the sport that they play. And if there's one thing that I can tell about yourself is you are very, very resilient in your ability to overcome this adversity. And the fact that you are consistent in showing up for your team is why I think that your story is going to change lives. And I want you to see that, and I hope you do see that. And I'm excited for your future. And I know that you, based on what I know, you are definitely going to change a lot of people's lives. And I'm excited to be a part of that work with you. So continue to do your thing, and you know, let's keep growing. All right? Lead or be led.